Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Now it's time for our monthly edition of HBCU Money with William Foster. Mr. Foster, how you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I can't complain. It's Monday. But I know you got some great gems for us, so let you take it away.
All right, appreciate it. So this month, one of the things we're discussing is African American philanthropy. And one of the key issues that's facing African American philanthropy is, where do African Americans predominantly give? Now, there's not a lot of recent data, but the most recent survey said that African Americans still give almost 70% of their philanthropy to the African American church. And so that really hampers other institutions in the community who are trying to do work like HBCUs, like elementary schools, like nonprofits that are serving the community. It really starves those institutions who are part of our ecosystem and part of the thing that we need to build up and put resources behind.
Mm. Yeah. So what did you think about, because you are absolutely right, but there was a historic donation that was given to Spelman here in Atlanta for $100 million by the Stryker family. What did you think about when you heard about, because I know you were all about, we went to Virginia State University, shout out to the
Absolutely.
Trojans,
Go
and you're all
Trojans.
about giving back there. So what did you think when you heard about this large charitable donation that was given to Spelman?
So there's an article on our website called "The Double-Edged Sword of White Philanthropy."
Mm-hmm.
And for those who do not know, the donation that was $100 million to Spelman was actually given by one of their board members.
Yeah.
But they are a white couple. And they've been a long-serving couple that has been very engaged with Spelman. It is the largest donation in HBCU history. It is the first donation of 100 million or more. But it does beg some questions for us as African Americans and for African American institutions, that our largest donations, obviously over the past few years since the George Floyd incident, Mackenzie Scott has been a huge donor to HBCUs and other African American organizations. But it does still say something psychologically, at least for me, in examining the data, that you are still a highly dependent on people outside of your community to support the institutions of your community.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's obviously the conversation and nuance in there of the wealth gap between African Americans and other groups, in that they have more. And it's where my pushback is it's not so much that someone like the Strikers can give 100 million. It's that you don't see African Americans who are more affluent, even if they're giving 1 million, you don't see those names pop up. And I track at HBCU Money, we track every year number of $1 million donations to HBCUs. Since we started this in 2013, tracking that data, almost every year, the bulk of the donations are not coming from African Americans. And so it does say something when you think about some of the people who are millionaires in our community, and why aren't they attaching their resources to our institutions? And it still begs this question: are we focused on building institutions that help everybody, or are we focused on individuals who can only help a few?
Absolutely. And speak because a lot of people I know, because state will send us over the years have always sent emails, asking for donations or whatever you can give. But what is the significance of that? Because some people think, listen, I got my degree, I still owe y'all loans. um, y'all not getting nothing down from me. But what is the significance of these donations?
So I'm the chair of the Virginia State Economics Endowment for the alumni side. And the significance is, whatever stress you went through, you don't want the next generation to go through, right? The improvement of the university, everything that makes a university go, from the students to the staff and everything in between, requires resources.
Hmm.
And oftentimes people don't realize, and this is not just for HBCUs, let me be clear. There are a lot of wonderful African American nonprofits that are supporting Black girls, Black boys, things that are within the community. They need, right? You cannot drive, you can have the fanciest car in the world. If it does not have gas, it's not going anywhere.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so for our institutions like Virginia State, our goal with economics is we want to be the #1 institution of producing African American economists. Well, in order for that to happen, we have to make sure the school has enough money to put on summer camps for K through
Yeah.
12 because we want to develop future economists early. We want to make
Hmm.
sure that when they come, they don't have to pay any tuition, right? That's our hope, that's our goal. And then we want to increase the amount that our faculty get paid, right? So, because you're
Hmm.
competing for these people,
Right.
right? So, if you want to be able to say, our school can recruit the best, we can have faculty that are the best. There's this sense that the school gets enough through tuition, and it doesn't. I would encourage everybody to go read their schools or HBCU's financial reports and really see
Hmm.
where money comes from, and then go look at the Harvards and the Yales and the University of Texases and University of Georgia's and see where their money comes from. You would be amazed at how much of those schools and their ability to grow is not from tuition and things like that, but from
Right.
alum donations who are giving strategically saying, hey, we want to achieve this. And last time we talked about entrepreneurship a little bit. There are a number of schools like Yale that have incubators on the campus that allow students and faculty. Google, as I mentioned before, was started on Stanford's campus. It was part of the research that was happening. So if you want to help fund research, that's donating. If you want more Black boys and girls to have libraries, the libraries in your communities are typically set up and need donations. In order, right? Most people don't realize the public library in your community, if you want it to stay open longer hours, that costs money. And a lot of times it's money that the city it cannot allocate. And so by you being a donor and creating a relationship there, that allows them to have the resources necessary. And so that's one of the missing pieces. There's a great app called the Give Black app that was started by some HBCU students at Prairie View University to help African American nonprofits raise more money within the community, as opposed to always, the thing with the major donors, people think those are what you're waiting on, but really it's a lot of, and we all remember the Obama campaign. That thing worked because there were a lot of little donations that made up a big pool eventually. And that's the approach that hopefully the Give Black app can bring to our community and some of the organizations trying to help, where all of us are giving $10, $15 a month if we can to different organizations. That's the thing that will impact them greatly.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, it's time to give back. I have to do my part. You all don't want to do your part because it is important because you do, like you said, you want the next generation to do better than we did. And by giving this money, it does allow the university to get better resources to help bring up these young women and men more equipped, to compete. So
Absolutely.
yes, you're right. Well, where can we keep up with everything that HBC Money has to offer?
So as always, you can go to hbcumoney.com. You can find us sometimes on Twitter and X. As I said before, we're moving away from there. So please find us more on Threads and Instagram at HBCU Money.
All right. Well, William Farson, we appreciate you, and we will be right back after this.